Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Man, sometimes, once in a while, I have these videos that I just want to, I don't want to wait to render, I don't want to edit them, I just want to get this to you guys ASAP because really these CR news episodes are my absolute favorite to do right now in YouTube, and this is going to be a good one. So about an hour ago from when I'm recording this, probably about 3 hours ago from when you guys are starting to watch it, the Clash Royale team did an AMA, and Ask Me Anything on Reddit. So there was a lot of good information, but there were thousands upon thousands upon thousands of posts. So I spent my morning kind of weeding through for my very favorite questions and what I thought to be the most interesting answers to share to you guys. Now, if you want to go ahead and browse the whole AMA, I recommend you do so. The link to it is going to be in the description below. So let's get right to it here. You can see the list of the team members who took part in this AMA. Man, almost the entire Clash Royale team, including Kip and Bangs, the host of the Clash Royale podcast, and also Tim and Sean, the community guys, and Stefu, the design guru, the balancing guy. So a lot of balancing questions here. But let's go ahead and get right to the questions here. So the first one that we're going to get to is a big mammoth one. I really want to focus on two parts of this question because we're going to cover a lot of the other topics in future questions. So balancing and the most important questions. The most important questions, Nightlight CR asks, is Sparky being buffed to completely OP this update or the next one? I love how he phrased that. In balancing is consistently the hot topic in the community and arguably the most controversial. Many considered the so-called rock, paper, scissors meta to the previous one the weakest point in the game's history. Do you feel that the community's response was in line with the actual state of the game? If so, what do you feel went wrong in the balancing process, and how do you intend on avoiding this in the future? Wow, that was a really good question by Nightlight there. Let's go ahead and see how they answer it. So this is from Stefu and Kim. Kim is the events guy over there at Clash Royale, and Stefu is the game designer. So balancing is a very controversial subject, which kind of makes it a scary thing to talk about and work on. You can never ever please everybody, and all the changes cause lots of heated reactions. Balance in the meta is also an ever-evolving thing. It's good to remember that the game is only 1.5 years old, and there's already been lots of different metas. The goal for balancing has been to make all cards somewhat useful. The more cards and diversity there is, the more likely rock, paper, scissors emerges. The summer meta is a great example of this, as the concerns about the meta didn't appear until a month after the update, and we tried addressing it as soon as possible after our summer break. We are happy that we managed to get the balance changes in before CCGS started, and we hope to continue learning and improving on this topic. And then about the Sparky question, a lot of people seem to want Sparky buff. We talk about it every time we discuss balance, but we haven't found a good approach yet. While the use rate is still low, she actually has a decent win rate. Huh. Shame on you, Nem Sensei, for ruining and skewing the win rate for the rest of us. That's all I have to say. I'm just joking, but I hope they do buff Sparky. I can't see how her win rate can be that high. Jeez. But hey, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I really do hope they have a Sparky rework. Rip trash can on wheels. So balancing there, my takeaway from that isn't much beyond what Stefu said there. I think that they essentially just don't want whatever the meta is. They don't want it to seem too stale. So I think that's why they introduce quite frequent balance changes, monthly or bi-monthly, depending if they're on summer holiday. So let's get to question number 2, guys. Question number 2 is: have you ever looked at the community forums Reddit for new cards or features in balancing ideas? If so, how do you react to it? Also, how do you respond against hate to the dev team, like accusations of being money hungry and rigging the matchmaking? Another good question there. These guys are really good. That was from Guards. So anyway, the answer here from Stefu was, many of us read the forums Reddit quite actively. I personally love reading well-written posts and analysis on the game, and quite often they are very useful too. What is less useful is hate posts, conspiracy theories, etc., and it varies on how we react to them. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes it's disheartening and really demotivating, and sometimes we stop and think what is causing those feelings and perceptions, if there's something that should be communicated or even tweaked in the game to remove that perception. That's very interesting. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. I know, based on polls that I've posted on Twitter, that 80% of my audience thinks that matchmaking is rigged. And this is a very unpopular opinion, but hey, I have to be true to myself, right? I can't just be a populist here on YouTube. I don't think there's a rigged matchmaking. I think there's a matchmaking system that not everybody might be happy with. We don't even know exactly what it is as the Johnny public here, but I don't think it's rigged to find a hard matchup for you. That's just my opinion, and I know a lot of you guys probably disagree strongly about that, but I think it's a little bit placebo effect. Just my take on it. I don't think that they're rigging it to get you frustrated, to gem and spend all your money on the game because all you get is hard matchups. Just my take. Anyway, let's go on to question number 3. By the way, guys, we will get to the new update information, what we do have from this AMA. That's like what I'm most excited about. But question number 3, and this is to that point. Will you add more game modes on Clash Royale, but not with more Elixir? Edit, I mean a new game mode that has nothing to do with Elixir because you have added many game modes with Elixir, something new that no one was expecting. Essentially, I think what they're asking here is, are you going to add a new game mode that's not like a double Elixir game mode, a draft game mode, like not one of those challenges? Is there a new game mode, as in 2v2 in victory challenges? Those are really the only game modes they've ever added to the game. The answer here from Bangs: hi, new game modes are a great way to add variety to the game. As a player, I really enjoy challenges as a way of to play Clash Royale in different ways. We continue to try out and prototype new game modes, and we've got a fantastic new game mode coming this next update in October. Some of our game modes have been a bit similar or quick wins for the development team perspective, double Elixir, triple Elixir, but in the future we'd like to have game modes that are more unique. We'd also love looking at alternatives to challenge and to play game modes. So basically, more info on that coming in a second here. Next question. When are we going to see the last 2 cards released, and what cards are they going to be? Answer. We're aiming on releasing 1 card a month, so our next card will probably come towards the end of September. We haven't decided what cards will be in the next update yet, but we're toying around with the idea of Ghost again. So it looks like Ghost might be one of the new 4 cards coming in the next update. It's interesting because they previously killed the Ghost idea. It looks like he's back from the dead. Ha 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 ha. Cringe. Okay, next question. Do you guys ever plan to do some kind of version of Clan Wars? Man, Ash, it would help if you can read if you're going to do a Q&A AMA type video like this. Do you ever plan on doing some kind of version of Clan Wars? We don't know when, but I can assure you we talk about this very often. Big update, much work to do. Let's hope to see this soon. Boom! That would be huge. I would love Clan Wars in Clash Royale. Talk about a game changer. This one is a real good one from Marius 2002. Say one word about the next update. Answer from Chan. Quests. All right, quests confirmed coming next update. Next update in October. So quests in October. All right, moving on. When will we have another update? A lot of update stuff. I'm really loading this with update questions, guys. We're working hard on it now, actually. We're taking a break to answer your questions on Reddit, but we'll get back to it soon, I promise. We've got some cool, in all caps, stuff coming. I don't want to spoil any surprises, but expect something in October. Again, October, right? Okay, I'll give you a little spoiler. We've got a new game mode that is vastly different from all others. It's our favorite 2 vs 2 mode on the game team. So I know what you're saying right now. You're starting to type it in the comments. Wait a second. It's going to be a 2v2 game mode. What? Follow-up question. Follow-up question. So you say this is game mode for 2v2 only? Answer. Our new game mode will work in 1v1 also, but we play these in 2v2 because it's better together. a good sense of camaraderie coming from the Clash Royale team, but that was my follow-up question as well. Wait a second, it's only 2v2 game mode? That means it's very casual, but that's not the case. It's also going to be for 1v1 and 2v2. So this will be the first game mode that will be 1v1 and 2v2. That's pretty cool. Coming on next. Any plans for a higher level cap in the future? From Tim. No plans at the moment. Boom. Next question from Great Boy. Can you remove the full refund on canceling tournaments? This has been abused by scammers. Answer. We're actually removing the full refund when canceling tournaments in next update. From Sean. Next question. Hey, I've been playing the game since beta, blah, blah, blah. My questions are as follows. No offense, Warlock CR. My questions. Do you know what is the cause of this, and can you explain why you haven't acknowledged it in public? Basically, it's the drag glitch. Not the dragon glitch, the drag glitch. Basically, while you're dragging and while you're trying to place your card, sometimes it just totally lags, or you're not able to place your card at all. This has happened to me many times, incredibly frustrating. It even happened to me on the 20-win challenge. I think I would have gotten 20 wins had it not been for the drag glitch. Okay, I wouldn't have. I only went 17. Well, whatever. I suck. Okay, so I'm not going to blame it on that, but I have been incredibly frustrated on this. And the answer is from Bangs. Hello, Warlock CR. Thank you for taking the time to bring up these issues. We have spent quite some time investigating these issues and have done a number of fixes since launch. Like a year and a half ago? Anyway, going on. And we believe the rate at which they happen is much lower. Most issues can be fixed quickly because we're able to find a way to reproduce them reliably. When issues are very rare and difficult to reproduce, it makes fixing them equally as difficult. We continue to investigate these issues with every update, and if you have any ways to help reproduce them, please let us know. It will help us greatly. So that response makes sense, however, it is a little bit underwhelming. I hate the drag glitch. I hate it, man. I really do. It doesn't happen to me frequently. I don't want to give the wrong impression. It's probably only happened to me about a half a dozen times in the last few months. But those half a dozen times, it feels very infuriating when it's not a Wi-Fi issue, it's not a reception issue, it's just you can't place your card on the arena. But I can't find a way to replicate it because it happens so infrequently. But I do hope they address this in the next update. Next question. Are you guys going to launch a new arena, or would you guys try to focus on different things, different challenges for the game? From Bryce, we're currently working on a new arena. Sweet. Sounds like a new arena is on the way. Next question from Gladiator. When is the next update planned for? Any teasers you can give us? Now, this is great. The summary of the spoilers from Bangs. Thanks, Bangs. New game mode. Add in parentheses, it works for 2v2 and it works for 1v1. Next, quests. Next, something casual. Man, that ought to make everybody happy. A new game mode, quests, and also something casual. Man, I'm excited for the next update. Also, little inside info for you guys in case you missed it. From about a month ago, the team did a Q&A on the forums. I shared this afterwards, but, you know, I know not all of you watch every single video as much as I love you to. And they said there's probably going to be 2 updates coming this year, 2 big updates. So there should be an update in October and maybe one in December, maybe January. I'm thinking, this is purely speculation, but I'm thinking new big game mode, big, massive, cool game mode coming in October, and then new tournament system coming in December or January. That's what I think is going to happen. Of course, that's just speculation based on context clues. Remember, I dig through these and read all the AMAs at nauseum, so yeah, I tend to have a good kind of, hopefully a good hunch at what's coming. The next question, thank you for doing an AMA. I'm in a clan with a bunch of guys who at work, and we endlessly debate whether or not all the cards in your deck help determine who you're matched against. Could you talk a little bit about matchmaking? Is it based on level, trophies, location, deck, etc.? This actually goes to the point of the rigged matchmaking. So let's see the answer here from Stefu. Matchmaking is discussed a lot here, and there's quite crazy conspiracy theories around it. In a nutshell, it is indeed based based on trophies. There is, however, a few special rules in place. Let's go over these rules, guys. Number 1, players on a losing streak are in a losing streak pool. This is very interesting. They've never confirmed this, by the way, guys. This is breaking news here on CWA Mobile Gaming. Okay, it was on Reddit, but whatever. Players on a losing streak are in a losing streak pool while they get matched up against others in the pool until they win. And then you're back in normal pool again. Matchmaking is based on trophies at all times. So let me kind of explain that again to you guys. I'm assuming there's 3 pools of matchmaking, maybe only 2. He didn't tell us about the winning pool, but let's confirm what we know here. There's 2 matchmaking pools. If you're on a losing streak, you're in the losers pool, where you're playing against other people on a losing streak, and hopefully you can turn things around and get placed into the normal matchmaking pool, where people are feasibly just, winning and losing here and there. Maybe there's a winner streak pool, people who want on long win streaks who play each other too, so that can even it out and send the losers back to the mid-range pool. So that's very interesting. Number 2, we try to match together players who we consider abusive trophy droppers so they don't mess with other games. That's good news to me. So if you tank on trophies and go way down, you're more likely to be matched against someone who did the same thing. Number 3, we have a few rules for the very top of ladder where there are less players. This is try to improve the quality of matchmaking there and to mitigate abuse like win trading. So we all know about that. Those of you who've been watching the channel for a while now, Clash Royale has continuously added kind of interesting little side pools similar to what they talked about on the losing streak pool to the very tippity top of ladder. Essentially, once you join matchmaking, you don't immediately get thrown into the active matchmaking pool. You have like a short little waiting queue where everybody's kind of mixed up and jumbled around, and then they're matched out of that. Now what that does is prevents you at hitting the button at the same time as your buddy in the other clan and then win trade. So essentially you're put into the pool, you're put into the queue, you're made to wait mandatory amount of time, and then you're matched after that, so you can't synchronize matchmaking. So those are the only special rules we have for ladder matchmaking. We are always reluctant to talk about the exact rules as they're not revealing the exact parameters of each of the rule, blah, blah, blah. The reason that is just it makes it easier to exploit. So essentially don't tell us the rules because it makes it easier to exploit them. So guys, this has been a long Q&A. I hope you've found it useful. I've included as much good information, hopefully, as possible. I just want to give a huge shout out to the whole Reddit team there, all the moderators who made this happen, and of course, the CR team for answering all these questions and taking about 3 hours to do so. That's a lot of time to answer our questions. Whether we like them or not, it's the questions, not the team. I find these exercises incredibly useful that they do them, these community outreach projects, and I hope they continue to do so. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out him, guys. I love Bren Chong. You should too. He does a lot for the community. Thank you so much, and as always, take care, guys.